What's up, everybody? Red Bandit 94 here. General Disarray here.
Hello.
And Starball here.
Hello.
We're doing our WrestleMania 39 post reactions. We gave it about a week so that we could let everything stew, not give knee jerk reactions, actual well thought out reactions, because there were some very controversial things that happened, and I didn't want to just come out immediately and say we hated WrestleMania just because something happened that we might not have agreed on. So we're just going to
Yep.
discuss it. We're going to talk about how we thought the event as a whole went, give a quick little rundown of the matches and how we thought the booking was, if we agreed or disagreed with the booking, what we liked, didn't like about the matches. Just overall have a discussion. So let's do a quick little introduction and how we thought it went, Dad. Event as a whole.
I enjoyed it. It was pretty good. Definitely one of the better ones I've seen in a while, but I was obviously disappointed at the end.
General.
I missed some of the first night, but I mean, I saw everything from like the Ray and Dominic, and then after,
Yeah, so you didn't miss
too
anything
much.
too major.
But I still had fun watching it. I was entertained.
I was. I thought it was one of the better WrestleManias. Definitely, probably the best one in the last 10 years or so. Probably up there with I can't remember the number, but when Seth Rollins cashed in his money on the bank on Brock and Roman and won the world titles. I think that was
Yeah,
probably the last like really great Mania. So I think night one
Yep.
was extremely well. I think every match pretty much was for the fans, and I think night two was more for the business.
I agree. I enjoyed the first night a little better, I think, even though the second night had my two favorite wrestlers.
Which are,
I like Asuka, and I've been rooting for Cody Rhodes, so obviously I didn't have the
oh,
best time, but
no, I agree. They don't know that, so.
other than that I thought it was cool. I thought that venue, I had never seen it before. It was pretty freaking impressive.
Yeah, it was held in SoFi Stadium, which is where the Rams and the Chargers play, which is pretty cool. It was also where the last Super Bowl, not the Eagles, but the one before was held. So pretty high stakes, big venue, nice screen. It was I didn't realize how stacked that place is. It's got like 7 or 8 levels to it.
Yeah, that, and I've never seen that big, like, covered outside area before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. Any thoughts, Hunter?
Um, no, you're right. It's huge now. Looking at the photos, like the
Yeah,
state
it is like
keeps going up.
it's high. It's one of
Yeah.
those. It's stacked, so it's really cool to see. All right, so I guess we'll start with obviously night one since that's where everything begins. So the first match on that card was Austin Theory versus John Cena. How did y'all like the match? What'd you like? What'd you dislike? Just overall thoughts.
This
Me.
one, I honestly haven't. This is one of the ones I missed.
Oh yeah, 'cause this opened the show.
Yeah, and I
And
don't even think I've seen highlights or not.
no, and you were at work. What did you think, Starball?
It's a good match. I had a feeling Cena was just gonna put him over. I mean,
I thought he was gonna put him over, but I thought the ending was weak. They couldn't give Theory a clean win, which kind of discredits the victory in general for everyone who didn't see it. Also, obviously, this is like spoiler filled, so if you haven't seen it yet, don't watch this. You're living under a rock. But so basically, what happened? John Cena knocked out the ref somehow, got the pin, no, got the tap, put Austin Theory in a STF. Austin tapped, but the ref was out. Low blowed Cena and then basically hit him with a GTS and pinned him.
yeah.
So I
I'm
thought,
not surprised it ended like that, but
no, I wasn't
I
the biggest fan of that though. I definitely wasn't surprised, but I wanted them to give Theory a clean victory over Cena because I think a clean victory pushes his character forward.
yeah, I agree. You knew that wasn't gonna happen in Los Angeles. It's seen as like a movie star now, and
Yeah.
he's like a freaking legend in wrestling. So I figured he wasn't just gonna get squashed by a young guy. He was just gonna win.
And he likes ice cream cones.
That's
Evidently,
true.
You know, John Cena's a big fan of the vanilla ice cream cone. So,
right?
in a way,
Yeah,
the match was a vanilla ice cream cone.
makes him
Yep.
speak other languages.
I did think it was cool that he came out with the Make-A-Wish kids because they said he's the number one Make-A-Wish granter of all time. He's done like over 500 or so. So that was cool that he had those kids out there and made their wish come true.
Agreed.
So the next match was the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, which had Strowman and Ricochet, the Street Profits, the Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. I think this might have been one that you missed also, Hunter.
Yeah, I missed like the first like four matches, it looks like.
That's okay. What'd you think of this one, Starball?
It was a good match. It ended the way I predicted. I figured Street Profits are really popular with the crowd right now, and
It was a great match, and it also had one of the coolest moments of night one and two when they had all the teams up on the ropes. And then
yeah, that
who
was
was it?
pretty
Was it Braun
neat.
Strowman or one of them like slammed all of them down? That was really cool. Or they were all piled and then Ricochet like jumped off. Something like that happened. It was one of the coolest moments of the match. And then when they were outside of the ring, it was like one of the Street Profits slammed one of the other guys, and then Ricochet came flying out of nowhere with a gainer.
Right.
I thought that was really cool. So I thought the overall match was awesome, and I think it had some of the coolest moments of the match.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that now.
yeah, it's a good one. It's on Peacock, so you can use my account and watch it. To me, it was one of the better matches of the night. And then after that, they had the Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio match. You said you saw this one, Hunter?
I saw this one. This is like the first one I saw.
Okay, so how did you like it? What did you think of this match?
It was good. It went, I guess, differently than what I thought. I didn't think
Yeah, me too.
for some reason I thought Dominic like was gonna win, but
I
as you can
picked
see,
Ray to win, but I thought in my heart that they were gonna put Dominic over.
yeah,
So I guess they
Me
weren't
too.
ready to commit to Dom, which doesn't surprise me. The crowd doesn't like him, and really, Ray kind of carried him the whole match. I don't think he's too good of a wrestler.
Not really. He's better at like just like acrobatic stuff.
Yeah, and he's a good talker. But his end ring, I thought it was kind of lame too that he did the whole like prisoner 5821 Mysterio, and it shows
Yeah.
him like in a jail cell being like escorted out, but in the jail cell he's wearing his normal clothes like he's been in there for a while. So it's like, why
Yeah.
is he not in a jumper?
Yep.
Like it makes no
I don't
why
know.
what's he doing in prison wearing his ring gear? Like, are all the other prisoners not like, hey, why is this guy wearing wrestling gear? And we're all in blue jumpsuits.
Yep.
Yeah, that is funny. I
I-
don't know. He keeps.
I mean, does anyone know what he actually went to jail for?
so I looked into it. So him and Rhea Ripley vandalized Rey Mysterio's house, and the
God.
cops got called, and he got sent
Vandalism.
to jail. And then he claims he went to prison, but you only go to prison if you get more than a year, and he was like back on wrestling within a week. So
He did not go to prison.
he definitely didn't go to prison.
Great
They've
with
done
prison.
that same thing with like Steve Austin in the past, I remember.
Oh yeah, they're
Or
hard and
maybe even Triple H, I can't remember.
yeah, me neither. But I know they've done like the jail bit before.
Yep.
It kind of reminisces of the time, if y'all remember when Randy Orton like broke into Stephanie's house and like kidnapped her and forced her to kiss him.
Yeah, that was.
That was so weird, and nowadays they would never be able to pull something like that off.
That hasn't
Who was
aged
the
so
one that
well.
like pulled the gun out during the invasion? There was
There was a gun.
Oh, you're right.
somebody like
Yeah,
pulled out who
you're right. That was like older from like the 90s, I
was that?
think.
Like Brian
Really?
Pillman or something?
Yeah, Brian Pillman did something
What
like
was he
that.
doing? Looking for a Vicodin or something?
No, like someone came to his house. I can't
Really?
remember who it was right now, but he like pulled out a pistol and
Jeez.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy.
pretty
I gotta
funny.
look that up.
Jim Ross was like, "He's got a gun! He's got a
Yeah,
gun! Son of a bitch!"
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. I've gotta look
yeah.
into that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean it's old, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was him. I can't remember who he was wrestling at the time.
it does seem like a Brian Pillman thing to do. He was crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was him.
definitely.
It's him. I just looked it up.
Did you?
Yeah,
What was the
Who was
specifics?
the? Go
it
ahead,
was.
Alex. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. Who was it?
It says it was with Steve Austin.
Yeah,
Really?
that's what I was gonna say, but I wouldn't
Yeah,
Well, you said you
want to be
thought it was
wrong.
Stone Cold or someone like that, so you had like
Yeah,
the facts right. It was just we didn't have the scenario straight.
because he was like, I don't know if you know, Steve Austin and Brian Pillman were the Hollywood Blondes in WCW.
Yeah, that's
I
where
think they actually had the championships at one point. They were actually like really close friends.
yeah, that was before Austin was in WWF.
Yep, that's when he was stunning
Yeah,
Steve and
Stunning Steve.
flying Brian.
Yeah. Dang, rest in peace, Brian Pillman.
Yeah, he was a good performer. He just had a lot of demons.
Shoot, a lot of them do. So, overall, great match. I predicted Ray to win, but I didn't think he would, so it was cool to see him, if this is his last WrestleMania, go out with a W.
Yeah.
So then, next on the card was the women's tag team match between Becky, Lita, and Trish, and the, what do they call them? Damage Control. So, did you see this one, Hunter?
feel like I didn't for some reason.
Yeah, I might have this one a little bit out of order, but I tried my best.
Yeah, it's out of order.
What'd you
But
think about this one? Or either whoever.
go ahead, Hunter.
Oh,
No, I don't think he. I think he said he didn't see
Oh, he
this one.
I didn't
dude.
see it, but somehow people I picked won.
Which was Lita and them, the
Yeah.
legends.
I
Yeah,
think.
because me and Dad picked Damage Control to win this one, so
Yeah,
we
that's
were
right. I
off.
almost.
Yeah, we were off. We thought that they were gonna dethrone these new chicks, but as we saw on Monday Night Raw last night, it would be Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez
Yeah.
getting the championship, which was pretty cool. But
Yeah, one of the only matches I saw last night. But yeah, I'm glad. I like Raquel Rodriguez a lot and
me
Liv
too.
Morgan.
Liv's probably my favorite female wrestler at the moment.
Plus,
So,
like Becky and Trish, they probably had like 20 championships between the two of them over the years.
well, Rhea is, but them too. Yeah, you're right. That was pretty good. I thought the match was overall pretty good. You could tell Becky and Bailey were kind of carrying the match, obviously, because they're younger, and Lita, she kind of just hobbles around and throws the dang love sign in the air, but it was still cool seeing Trish and them out there. Trish with her dang water floaties.
Yeah, really.
But I thought it was pretty good. Nothing to write home about, but it was a nice filler match.
Yep.
I thought it was decent. So next we got to talk about the SmackDown Women's title. I thought this was one of my most hyped matches on the card because I've been a fan of Rhea since she made it from NXT onto the main card. But she challenged Charlotte Flair, what, 3 years ago at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair beat her, so it was almost like the revenge story. So we've all saw this match, so how'd we like it?
Um. hmm. I mean, I don't know, I kind of guess it went sort of the way I was expecting.
Yeah, I
Trying
think
to.
it was set up for Rhea to win. Um, Almost like we thought, the main event was set up for Cody to win, which we'll
Mm,
get to that obviously, but
yeah.
I think we all kind of expected Rhea to take the titles just because she's been red hot fire basically last year. They've been pushing her with Judgment Day, Monday Night
Yeah.
Mommy. Um, I will say, and y'all tell me if y'all agree or disagree with me. Love Rhea Ripley, love the character, love her mic skills, but she kind of showed some chinks in the armor during this match. Um,
Yeah.
I think she botched two or three moves like blatantly. One of them actually hurt Charlotte Flair. It busted her nose wide open. So, the moves in question were all suplexes. The first time, she suplexed Charlotte Flair off of the top rope and overextended it, and Charlotte almost landed on her neck. The one where she busted up her nose was a belly to back suplex on the mat, but once again she overextended it and did plant her on her face, which busted her nose open. Um, I don't know if it was the jitters getting to her or she was just not aware of her own strength, but she was clearly overthrowing Charlotte Flair throughout the match.
Yeah, I think it was more her being, like you said, she was like rattled because she knew She was about to become champion and
Yeah.
just made a couple mistakes. She's not known to like injure people over and
No,
over, like
she's
Nia
never
Jax or
injured
nothing like that.
anyone. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like she's not careless. She just got a little excited. That's my opinion. Like you said.
Well, plus when there was almost 100,000 strong, it was probably the biggest crowd she's ever been in front of, on top
Yeah.
of knowing that she was about to win the titles.
Yep.
It was. I don't think it was anything.
No, I don't
Yeah, I
think
think
there
that.
was nothing crazy. I just wanted to mention it because it was something that I noticed it happened multiple times.
Yeah.
But
I I think Charlotte is at this point. She's just like harvesting championships and getting as many. I think they want her to be like at least equal to her dad. They might even give her 17 eventually. Who knows? But
yeah.
I think she's gonna win every now and then and drop it.
Yeah, she
Just like
doesn't seem
pattern.
like a long-term champion. She does a lot of putting over.
Yeah, I mean she's been at it a long time if you think about it.
Oh yeah, she came in with the women's revolution.
Yep.
Uh, Bliss and all them. Paige, she's been around for a minute.
Yep.
Her first showing on WWE was at the WrestleMania we were at, and she was crying her eyes out on the sidelines when Ric Flair retired.
Yeah, I mean she
She
was
was like a
probably.
teenager, or even
That's
maybe,
what I'm thinking.
but she was one of the ones that Ric Flair went over to, and she was bawling her eyes out.
Yeah, I remember David Flair was still alive at that time.
Yeah, rest in
His
peace.
son, he was. Yep.
But what'd you think of it, General? Did you like the finish, like the booking, dislike it?
I definitely didn't dislike it. Wanted Rhea to win, so
Yeah, me too.
I
That's
was
who I was
pleased.
pulling for.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was overall good. It was probably the second best moment of the night besides the next match we're gonna talk about. But
Yeah, that's the one I want to talk about.
so next on the night was the main event of WrestleMania Night 1, which was the men's tag team championship between the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, which I thought this was brilliant booking. Uh, Basically, the match went down. The Usos, it started out back and forth. Then, somewhere within the match, Kevin Owens got taken out of the equation. And it was basically Jimmy and Jay just like brutally attacking Sami Zayn, hitting them with finisher after finisher. But like Sammy likes to do, he's basically the master of the 2 and 3/4, which is basically 1, 2, and then he doesn't even look at the ref, but he somehow like knows when the hand is like right above the mat and he kicks out. And he's
yeah,
doing this
technical.
over and over and over and over until finally Kevin Owens emerges out of nowhere and they rally and defeat the Usos to become the new Universal Undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions.
Yeah,
I thought it was brilliant. I thought that was the perfect way to end the show. The Bloodline has been dominating for the past year with the whole Bloodline. Obviously, Roman for the past 3. So I think that was like strictly for the fans. Now that we've seen the whole card, I feel like they almost had to do that to kind of take away some of the heat from night 2. But it was
Yeah.
brilliant. It was the perfect way to end the show. And I love the match, guys.
yeah. Out of
Yeah.
I don't know. This is one of the like more hyped ones out of both nights.
It was. I thought it
Watching it.
was genius booking.
Um, And that ending was great with Sammy like hitting his finisher 3 times in a row.
Yeah, basically knocking the jaw off of Jimmy.
Yeah.
And then Kevin coming in, and he hits his while Kevin hits the stunner. That was brilliant.
Like good moment.
That was. That'll be a moment not forgotten soon. Starball?
Yeah, I remember that was the one I got kind of sleepy in
Yeah,
and
he
didn't
actually
see the
passed out.
entire thing. I
Yeah.
didn't pass out. I was just tired. But
Yeah.
I've seen it since then, and yeah, it was a good match. And I have nothing against the Usos. I've seen them live, and they're
They're
freaking really
great
good.
performers, yes.
And I don't have the dislike I have for Roman Reigns. So
Yeah. I love
you
the
know what I mean.
Usos.
But
I
it
think
was
they're
just time.
extremely entertaining.
Yeah, they have to. It was time to move on,
It was. It
and
was perfect.
I still think the tag titles and the world titles. I think there should be two separate champions, but I don't.
I think they need to sooner rather than later start splitting belts up because
Yeah,
it makes one of the shows seem less important.
yeah. I'm wondering if this new they're gonna do the draft again, first time in a
Yeah, I
while.
saw that.
I'm wondering if what if they split Sammy and Kevin up?
Yeah, that would be one way to do it. Um,
Yeah, but
Eventually they're gonna have to take both belts off of Roman, or not both, but at least one.
yeah, my that's my opinion too.
What makes no sense is they're talking about 1,000 days, but really the 1,000 days only applies to the Universal. It doesn't apply to the WWE because he's only had that for a year. So they could still
Yeah,
take the WWE title off of him and he can still hit 1,000 with the Universal. I don't see
yep.
why they're so hell-bent on him having both belts.
Me neither. I mean, there's plenty of other guys who can carry that. I'm sure.
No, there's plenty, but
And not just Cody Rhodes. I mean, they could give. There's plenty of other people.
I agree, and we're gonna get to that, but we're starting off night two with Brock Lesnar and Almost. I thought this was just obviously it was a quick match. We thought it was gonna be quick. Brock doesn't work matches more than 5 minutes long. What'd y'all think?
I mean, it was fine for like the first. Like not much really happened.
Yeah, and a couple suplexes from
Yeah, I
both
remember
guys.
almost like tossed him off
Yeah,
like off the ground
yeah,
at the beginning.
that was pretty wild.
Yeah,
Starball?
It was pretty much exactly what I expected. I mean, I didn't think Brock Lesnar was gonna lose to that guy at WrestleMania. I
No.
doubted it very seriously.
Yeah, I agree with that. There was no way Brock was losing that unless it was like his retirement match, which obviously it's not because he's in a feud with Cody Rhodes now.
Right?
So
Yeah,
then
I mean, it was a good way to kick it off. I mean,
it
I don't think
was.
anyone expected
No,
almost a.
no. But he looked good. Brock let him toss him around a little. So it wasn't like a complete
Oh,
squash.
yeah.
I thought it was
Yep.
good. So the next match of the night was the Fatal 4-Way Women's match, which I think was a great match, but it was booked terribly. Um, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, Natalia and Shotzi, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, and now I can't think of their names. Sonya Deville and the Ditzy girl, but I thought it was a fun match, but I think the ending with Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler winning, it happened like out of nowhere. It was very anticlimactic. There was no build up. Ronda just like grabbed her arm and made her tap. What did y'all think of this? I thought it was a kind of a weird match.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. The ending, like you said, there wasn't like nothing was like set up or anything.
No, Ronda just like showed up out of nowhere and hit her with an armbar, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
Jane.
tap out finishes,
Yeah.
like I don't know, they don't like have the same effect always.
Well, they don't. There's nothing like the 1, 2, 3, first of
Yeah,
all. And if you're gonna do a tap out finish, it has to be drawn out. You can't just like.
yeah,
It's like if Cena just out of nowhere, STF. He never just does that. He sets up his moves, he does the five knuckle. He usually tries it once and the guy crawls to the ring and grabs the rope and he gets it later. It's never just like a submission out of nowhere.
yeah. It only only time I remember that working was like the Undertaker versus Edge, where he hit him with like
Yeah.
the skate or whatever. That sort of worked
Yeah,
out of nowhere.
Hell's Gate, but that was also after a long drawn out match too. So it was kind of appropriate. What did you think of it, Starball?
I picked Rousey and Baszler. I thought it was terrible. I thought the match was terrible. That's
Uh,
my opinion.
the whole match?
I just thought it, it was probably my least favorite match of the whole
Yeah, I mean it
first
was.
night. That's just my opinion, and I like a lot of the
No,
performers, but
I pretty much agree with you. I thought it was pretty terrible.
yeah,
I think it was started well, but it just it did not unfold very well.
it
Um,
was just Ronda was gonna win, and that was it. And they just went through it like really fast, and
yeah,
that's just my opinion. I didn't like the match very much, but
no, I definitely agree. But we did get a little redemption in the next match between Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. Um, a match that really means nothing for either of their careers and the future of WWE, but I did think it was a fun match. Uh, Seth Rollins has been one of my favorite wrestlers since he made his way to the WWE. Logan Paul is a love him or hate him internet sensation. So it was a recipe for a good match. What'd y'all think about it?
I
let
mean,
Hunter go first.
I don't really have I don't have any complaints about it or anything.
No, I thought that thing was gonna be Jake Paul, but it turned out to be uh what's
Yeah.
his name? KSI?
Yeah.
PewDiePie.
Yeah, PewDiePie. It could have been anyone, but
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh given their history, and didn't his brother like knock him out in a fight?
Oh,
I believe so. Yeah,
probably.
Like one of his first fights. It wasn't a professional fight, but I do believe he knocked him out in one of his fights.
he did. I'm almost positive. I started watching that, while you were dealing with your stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was very entertaining. Logan Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but he's good. He's not great, but for as short of a time that he's been doing it, he's very good at what he does.
I mean, he's athletic. He can do like acrobatic stuff.
Yeah, and you can tell that he puts a lot into this. He doesn't just go out there and flop around. He's like
Yeah.
very very entertaining, and his move set, for as limited as it is, he can pull it off.
Yeah.
Very good at what he does. So Seth Rollins won the match. That's what we all predicted, that Seth was gonna win the match. I thought, like I said, very entertaining, which leads into the next one.
Hold on, I didn't get to give my
Oh, my bad.
opinion.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go for it. I'm sorry.
Like, you know, I'm no fan of the Logans or whatever they are, the Pauls.
Yeah,
Like,
the
But
Logans.
they've both like put in their work in their field. They've like,
Yeah,
I mean, the boxer guy, he's pretty freaking good, and
yeah,
the guy that fought Seth Rollins, he's definitely one of the
yeah.
better celebrities I've ever seen. I'm not a fan of like celebrities getting involved, but
Oh,
he's definitely like, he's pretty skilled.
no, I agree. He, like I
I don't
said,
know how he would be
he's
like
good
on
at
a
his move set.
I don't think he would be that good like on a full time schedule, but he
Yeah,
definitely there was no really not that much bullshit going on. He fucking
yeah.
looked
No,
pretty good.
I agree. He does look good. I'm excited to see what he does. He's obviously not. He was in the title picture. He fought Roman Reigns at the Saudi Arabia show last year, but that was,
yeah, those are
Yeah.
like filler episodes.
yeah, I don't think he'll actually challenge for any titles, but he is entertaining. If it is, it'll be like the United States Championship or something like that.
Yeah, he's bringing in a lot of outside viewers that probably wouldn't normally watch this shit.
Yeah, that's true.
They have a huge following, like what, like
Mil-
200 million. It's
yeah,
like ridiculous.
they've got an insane following.
Definitely like brings some cash to the game.
No, they do. Triple H isn't complaining, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Um, so the next match on the card was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Gunther versus Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. One of the best matches of both nights, but also one of the best matches of the year so far. Man, these three have chemistry. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus obviously have chemistry together. They've been working together forever. Gunther is very good at what he does, very talented wrestler. Great match. I think they said in all like 72 slaps. All of them heard around the world. What are
Yeah,
y'all's thoughts on this match? I thought it was awesome.
it was definitely a slap fest for sure.
It
Like
was.
they were going at it at each other.
They were, and they weren't holding back either. I mean, they were full on. You can say, people say wrestling's fake. Is it scripted? Yes, but you take 37 slaps from Drew McIntyre and tell me it's fake.
Or that
Hmm.
one time
That
when
hurts.
Sheamus was hitting Drew on the ropes. He like
Yeah.
hit him in the face one time.
Well, he had him, and then Drew like dropped, and I don't think Sheamus thought he was gonna drop, and he literally just like cold cocked him straight in the
Yeah,
nose. Like,
clobbed him.
tell me that's fake. That I wouldn't take any of those from any of them.
He knew that hurt.
Yeah, like not even for a copy of Madden 23. But what'd you think of this Starball?
Thing both nights. That's my
Hold on.
opinion.
Start over. You faded at the
Yeah.
beginning.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. I don't think I was holding the phone up. It was my favorite match probably of both nights. That's what I'll say. I'm not gonna say it's the best match, but it was
Yeah.
well done.
No, it was. It was from beginning to end. I was on my toes. I mean, I was out of my seat the whole event, which they saw. I get a little bit, probably too emotionally invested in them. I do a lot of jumping out of my seat and
And it's
overreacting, good and bad, to how things
Yeah,
go, but I love the sport, and it was the first WrestleMania I'd watched in years, so I was just like overexcited almost.
it makes for a
Yeah,
fun
that
viewing
as
experience.
What was that, General?
oh
I said it makes for a fun viewing experience.
Yeah,
I'll watch.
having me frickin'
Yeah,
overreacting to everything.
get you more pumped up.
It does. I think we didn't mention it, but at the end of the night one, when uh, Sammy got the pin, I was already out of my seat to begin with. I was on the floor about 5 inches from the television set, but I jumped up and literally hugged Hunter, aka
Yeah,
General, because I was so overcome with emotion. I didn't know what to do. It was awesome. But this
that
match
was
had
great.
that same effect. I
Mhm.
was definitely up for this one.
yeah, being the oldest one in the room, it had like a feeling of some of the matches I got to see in the '80s and early '90s. It was like brutal and
Yeah, it was
not a lot of
awesome.
fancy shit.
No,
It was just a good match. I think the crowd reacted to it, and
no, they loved it. I loved it. It was awesome. So the next one was probably the first like of the controversial matches, which was the Raw Women's title, Bianca Belair versus Asuka. Pretty much from what I've gathered, I have nothing against Bianca Belair. I think she's a great wrestler. Obviously, she's extremely powerful, which she showed throughout the match, but pretty much everyone wanted Asuka to win. I wanted Asuka to win. Uh, I think that would have been a great way for her to go out because she is on the tail end of her career, I believe. But I don't know. The Triple H thought otherwise. What'd y'all think of this match? I thought it was a great match, but I didn't like how they booked it.
I'll go last. Let Hunter.
I guess I wanted Oscar to win, but I was fine with it just because I thought Bianca did a pretty good job
No, I agree.
in the
She definitely, I wouldn't say carried, but she did, a lot for that match. Um,
Yeah, she was
Pretty much
strong.
every move she did was like had you on the tips of your toes.
Yeah, that one suplex she did where she like off the top rope,
Oh man, Pat's a lot. Yeah, she's powerful.
she like lifted her like all in one motion.
Yeah, that was really good. That was one of the best moments of the match.
Like she didn't even like set her up. She like pulled her from the side and did
Yeah,
it.
and just did it. Like one
Yeah,
grabbed her, lifted her from the side of the apron onto
yeah,
her shoulders, and slammed her all in one fluid motion.
that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was insane. So I definitely agree. I wanted Asuka to win, but I do think it was a good match, Dad. Starball, I think we're losing him.
Yeah, the
Hello.
ball.
Yeah, what's up? What did you think of this match?
Well, you both know Asuka's probably my favorite wrestler on the roster right now.
Yes.
So I was like rooting for her, obviously, but I don't. Bianca Belair's a good performer, and I don't have a problem with her winning. But I thought it'd been better for her career to like take a loss and come back and beat Asuka, who is
Yeah.
like the best female wrestler in the world, maybe even the best wrestler right now.
Oh yeah.
I thought it'd been better for her to like drop it and then beat her at another time. That would
Yeah,
have been a good
SummerSlam.
opponent. That'd have been a better opponent to win it back from.
Yeah, I agree.
If she wants to be considered like on the same level as Charlotte Flair,
Oh yeah,
that
for
would have been
sure.
a better way to do it.
Hold on, we're losing you.
I don't have a problem with waiting.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
next was an intermission, which was it was Snoop Dogg and The Miz were doing a little promo. The Miz had just gotten beaten up the night before by Pat McAfee, and so he was doing a call out saying he wasn't prepared. He wrestled Pat in a $10,000 suit. You know, anyone who wants to come out and challenge me can come out, and Shane O'Mac's music hits, and here comes Shane dancing down the ring, or not down the ring, but down the stage, down the walkway. Challenges The Miz in a impromptu match, and about 2 minutes into it, jumps over The Miz, blows his quad out, and Snoop Dogg comes in and finishes the match. What did y'all? This was probably the
Yeah,
most botched thing of the night,
yeah,
which obviously, like, you can't plan an injury like that, but what did y'all think of this? This was very odd.
I thought it was honestly staged at first for
Yeah,
some reason, even
yeah,
though it doesn't really make sense to stage something like that.
yeah, uh-huh.
But once one of you pointed it out, it started to make sense. Like, okay,
Yeah.
he might have actually hurt himself.
Well, I know because when he landed, he, like, immediately grabbed that area, and it was I got PTSD because you were very young, so you don't remember. Well, you've seen it, but when John Cena and Batista were wrestling in the Royal Rumble, what, 15 years ago, and Vince McMahon came out because they both hit the ground at the same time. Vince came running out to restart the match, and when he ran into the ring, he blew both of his quads out when he tried to stand up. It's the weirdest thing. So,
Yeah.
it was pretty wild. You've seen it. We've all seen it, but it was very reminiscent of that because it was like it seemed like he did nothing major, but when he landed, it was just too much, and he blew his quads out. What'd you think of this, Starball? It was very weird.
It didn't go on for 2 minutes. It was more like
Yeah.
20, 30 seconds.
No.
And
Yeah.
I was the one that like immediately knew he was hurt, like just by
Yeah.
the way he landed.
Yeah. I couldn't. I was
The
in
Miz
the.
didn't do anything wrong. He like ducked
No.
really low and
No. He was like
just like
very
landed.
low.
He wailed it. I knew it was real immediately. Like as soon as it happened,
Yeah.
they just yanked his carcass out of the ring and never mentioned his name.
No, they didn't
Like
even say his
he
name
took
again.
over for no.
But
Uh,
I
No one knew that bitch was hurt. Yeah, it looked like his ankle, but I
no,
guess
it was
it's
his quad. He blew his quad. Yeah, Triple H confirmed it at the post fight that it was his quad that he blew.
yeah. Speaking of Triple H, he's done some quad botches in his life.
But he finished the match when he did that. He
The one he
completely
did, yeah, look,
well, yeah, that one, but there was one where he did it on the table, and I can't remember. I want to say it was Batista again, but he
or
went
the
to do
Rock.
a
I can't remember either.
yeah, he went to do a pedigree, and the table, like whoever was in control of collapsing the table, like was freaking on coke or something that night and hit it way too early, and Triple H didn't even jump with the pedigree, and it collapsed, and he blew his quad.
this free
He's done
fall.
that a few times in his career.
Yeah, but that was the most memorable. It was almost like a moment in one of the old games where like the physics and everything were just off, and the
Yeah,
table
Right,
just collapsed, and you're John Cena, but for some reason JR's yelling Stone Cold Stunner.
right.
So it was
I
just
hear
like
you.
Very odd, but yeah, I give props to Snoop Dogg though, 'cause he recognized that something went wrong and he completely took over. So I give complete props to Snoop for that. He definitely saved the night.
Well, they do have contingency plans, like every match. Like
No,
there's a backup.
they do, but in the post fight, Triple H said that was completely off the cuff. They had no like that wasn't even an option, and Snoop dizzled in there and for shizzled, and he did his thing. That's for sure.
I he's I think he's blown his quad while he was sleeping before.
Ah.
I
That's
know it's
some hot.
happened more than once.
No,
Huh?
yeah, he's done it for sure. All right, let's get on. We're closing in on an hour. The, as you would say, co-main event was Edge versus Demon Finn in a Hell in a Cell. It was very odd because we had the botch with Shane McMahon, and then this match got botched too, and it got ended early. It's not confirmed that it got ended early, but I believe it did just by the way things went. In case you don't know what I'm talking about 10 minutes into the match, uh, Edge throws a ladder at Finn Balor, and Finn just like doesn't react quick enough, and it slams him right in the face, busts him open really bad, and you don't see Finn for like a good 2 minutes. Like the angles they're choosing is just like Edge while they're working on
Never
Finn.
seen that happen in my life. I don't think.
No,
Not where they take that much time out of the match and don't even really acknowledge it.
no, it was very weird, but you know, because there was blood all over the mat.
Yeah, well, I don't like the no blood policy. I
I
think they
think it's
should have just
dumb.
fought out of a fit.
You're fading. Hello? Yeah, you're like fading bad. Yeah, it must just be a bad connection, but yeah, so Finn's gushing, they're not showing it. And then when they do get him, it's just like they wrapped it up really quick. I don't think that's how it was supposed to be. What do you think about that one, General?
Yeah, they probably end soon. I don't think I've ever seen like, or at least I don't recall like having the doctors on the ringside like that.
Yeah, that was very odd. They had that lady like clearly patching up Finn.
Yeah,
She was like, she had a towel out and she was doing something to his forehead.
yeah.
And then something went down, and then Edge hit a Concherico, and that was it. He got the 1, 2, 3. But I really don't think that's how that. I think it was supposed to go longer.
Yes,
Me
most
too.
likely.
Yeah, it didn't. They had no exiting the Hell in a Cell. No, like, it just seemed like they ended it abruptly. But I think what was the coolest thing about that match was the opening when Edge came out to South of Heaven.
Oh yeah.
I think that
Yes,
was really
player.
cool. Yeah, that was one of
Yeah,
my
it was
favorite
a good
moments.
match, though.
It was a good match. You're breaking up again, and we're about to be at the most important part of the discussion.
I don't think there's really anything I can do about it.
Now you're clear, but it seems like I don't want to spend too much time on it, but we're all in
I'm think.
agreement. Edge won, but it was ended way too shortly.
Yeah, I think I'm just talking too loud at this point.
So now the controversy, the moment we've all been waiting for. I want to say it's been a year in the making, but unfortunately it hasn't because Cody separated his pectoral and we didn't see him for almost 9 months. So this match didn't get the build up that it deserves. They tried their best to rectify it with the Royal Rumble victory, but of course we're talking about Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I'm gonna let y'all go first because I feel like my view on this is a little different than y'all's. So I'm gonna let y'all go first and then I'm gonna give my hot take. Let's start with General. Your overall thoughts on the match, how it was booked, and your reactions now a week later, now that you've been able to soak it in.
Let's see. So the match itself, I liked.
Me too, I thought it was
Was
amazing.
was going the. It seemed like it was like going with like in favor of Cody for a little bit.
Yeah,
Especially once like all the interferences started happening.
yeah, Jimmy and
At least
Jay.
yeah, at least led you to believe that he was starting to get the advantage,
Yeah,
like the momentum,
definitely.
and then obviously Roman came back with help.
Yeah, Solo
But
Sikoa.
yeah, um, I still enjoyed the match. I guess looking back now with a little bit of time, um, I mean, I was surprised that Roman won, but I guess it makes it interesting,
It
not like giving us exactly what we wanted.
for sure.
Um, like what you said with Cody not having a lot of build up to
No.
this.
They
So
basically just had Rumble and that was that because they didn't even really come face to face but once before. So that
yeah.
it wasn't built up the way it probably should have been.
Mhm.
And I think that probably had a lot to do with why the match was booked the way it did. But before I go into that, Starball,
Agree with Hunter. The match was really good. Um, with that being said, it was the most disappointing matches I've ever seen in WrestleMania.
yeah,
Just because of what
you're breaking.
yeah. Anyways, great match. I was extremely disappointed.
So,
Did you maybe elaborate a little bit?
yeah, like
Okay,
what?
like the end. You mean like the ending with the interference?
The interference, I think just the way they hyped the match up, everybody thought Cody was going to win.
Well,
And he's been the champion for 3 years, and it was just time to like make a change. And the match itself was great, but I was like extremely personally disappointed with the ending. That's all I can say.
I love the match. I thought I think Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are two of the best in-ring performers that they have on the roster. Love him or hate him, Roman Reigns is a great wrestler. Very clean. Um, Professional in the ring and out of the ring. First night, I thought it was booked terribly. I thought it was bad decision making. Um, since I've had a week and two Monday Night Raws to, I guess you would say, marinate in the idea, I think it was the right choice. Like I said, Cody Rhodes, I love Cody Rhodes, but he just got back last year. Was injured immediately, off 9 months, came back, won the Royal Rumble. I don't think it was enough time to build his character. Um, Fans were ready for it because, like you said, Roman Reigns has been champion for so long. But I don't, for someone who's carried the company for the last 3 or 4 years, I don't think it would have been fair for him to lose to someone who just came back and from a rival company at that. I think, like General said, I think it makes it more interesting. I think it builds Cody Rhodes' character to have to go through that underdog story, that Rocky story, where Apollo Creed beat him in the first one, and then he came back and beat Apollo Creed in the second movie. I think they're playing a similar role. I think they're gonna have Cody beat these immovable objects during the summer, Brock Lesnar, yada yada yada, and then I'm not sure if it's gonna be at SummerSlam like most people are thinking. I think they're gonna draw this out over the next year and have Cody Rhodes in Philly complete the Rocky story. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I could see that happening. For sure. Probably next WrestleMania.
That's what I'm thinking. They
Have it
obviously want
going.
Roman to hit 1,000 days, which really means nothing because that only puts him like fourth of all time. But still, it's obvious they want him to hit 1,000 days. And I still do think Cody's the one. I think he's gonna end up dethroning Roman. I just don't think it's yet.
Yeah, he's going to go through some other guys first.
Yeah, and probably Solo and probably Jimmy and Jay, and they're gonna draw this thing out. It's not gonna be just a, you know, welcome back to the WWE. Here's both belts. They're gonna they're gonna make him earn it. But I think he will be the one to, in the end, dethrone Roman Reigns. I think it's one of two things. I think either Cody Rhodes dethrones Roman Reigns, or I think Roman Reigns eventually takes an extended break and relinquishes. But I don't think if someone's gonna dethrone him, I think it's gonna be Cody.
It makes the most sense
That's what I'm
to
thinking.
me
So,
at
any
the end.
lasting impressions? I think it was a great WrestleMania.
Yeah,
One of the best ones in a long time. Any final thoughts, General?
I enjoyed it. It's the one I've, out of the last couple of years, it's the one I've like watched the most out
Oh
of
yeah,
like the little whatever things they did the past few years, like the
yeah,
movie styled WrestleManias
yeah. It was
or
cool.
whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, Hollywood type deals.
Yeah,
Any final impressions, Starball?
No, I said I thought it was a really good WrestleMania. I was just kind of disappointed with the ending,
Yep. So
and
was
I think
everyone.
Triple H and Vince McMahon are like notoriously petty, and I would be shocked if they ever put the strap on Cody. I'll just be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think
it would
so. I think.
if they didn't.
What was that?
I said that would be something if they didn't
Yeah, I think they
give him the
will.
belt.
I
Yeah,
I think they're going to eventually, but that's our WrestleMania post discussion. Thank anyone who joined, like like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. We've got more content coming on the way. We're about to drop a Super Mario Brothers movie review. Me and General are gonna discuss that one. Um, look forward to the Mandalorian season 3 review. We also got to put together the Last of Us season
yeah,
1 review plus Last of Us part 1 and 2 discussions
yeah, the
and
game.
many more on the pipeline. So thank you. Like I said, like, subscribe, and we'll be back with more content soon.